What's up, everybody? It's your boy C. Sams, and this is That Comic Show. This is part 2 of our X-Men The Real Timeline series, and we're going to break down the dates and give you guys an update on exactly where we are in the X-Men timeline. So let's get right into it. In 8000 BC, we see the first mutant that was ever born, known as N-Sabah-Nur, otherwise known as Apocalypse. He is born in prehistoric Egypt, and he is known to be the first of the mutant race. There are also 4 other mutants that we also see during this time, a little bit later on in 31 BC, when Apocalypse takes his consciousness and put it into a new body. So this is what we see here in 31 BC. We get to the modern times. We're looking at 1832 when Logan is born. Based on the movie timeline, 1845, Logan is about 12 or 13 years old when his mutant powers start to manifest. 1962 to 1963, which is actually First Class. First Class comes together for the first time. That X-Men group come together for the first time in 1962 to 1963. 1973, Mystique actually kills Drax, which prompts the Sentinel program. They start to work on the Sentinel program for over 50 years behind the scenes in closed door until they perfect the actual program. Remember, Drax is the only one who actually knows how to create the Sentinels, so it takes them about 50 years to recreate the program that Drax already did back in 1973. From 2000 to 2006, we actually see the X-Men versus Magneto and his Brotherhood. We see that war is raging. We see Phoenix, or Jean Grey, become the Phoenix during that time. The Cure, a mutant that actually has the power to heal other mutants from their mutation, is introduced in The Last Stand. At the end of that movie, in 2006, Jean Grey is dead because of Wolverine. Jean Grey also kills Professor X and Scott Summers. We see all this happen at the end of 2006. 2013, we are dealing with Wolverine and everything that has happened from 1845 to 2013. Wolverine is a broken man. He has witnessed everything and watched everybody that he loved so much died. During the end of this movie, we see Wolverine in an airport, and he walks by a screen and he sees an infomercial or a commercial for Drax Industry. It looks as though that they have a lot of advancements going on right now, which is leading us closer to what we're about to see. In 2023, the Sentinels have been killing mutants for the past 10 years in a rapid rate. They are exterminating all of the mutants that are in the earth. This is happening in 2013, which prompts the X-Men to create a way for Bishop to go back in time as far as mentally to warn them when something is about to happen. They orchestrate a plan to go back to 1973 to stop Mystique from killing Drax. By doing that, they should correct the course of their history. Now, when they go ahead and do that, they actually went ahead and stopped her from killing Drax. And by doing that, they slowed down the process of the Sentinels. The Sentinel program wasn't created, or was it? In 1983, we see a brand new timeline. And because of the new timeline, Apocalypse N-Sabah-Nur is now awoken. He is awoken now, and he sees the earth for what it is, and he decides to destroy everything. We see that in 1983, but he's defeated. In 1999 or 2005, we see Deadpool from this new timeline created. Because of the events of Days of Future Past, Wade Wilson is not born in the time that he is with Wolverine. He's actually born a little bit later. We also see that not only that, he's no longer the same mercenary that he was back then. Yes, he still has all of his skills, but he becomes Deadpool in a different way. We see in the TV show Legion is spawned from the changes of the timeline. Because of everything that happened in the timeline, everything changed, which prompts us to see the TV show Legion. We also see that Jean was not born later on, she was born earlier on in the time frame. And Alex Summers and Scott Summers are switched, where Alex is born earlier and Scott is born later. A lot of changes are happening because of the new timeline. In 2023, Cable was part of the old timeline. That's why when we see his future, or his present, we actually see him looking at destruction just like it was prior to the timeline change. As Cable goes back in time to stop Fire Fist, he actually crosses over from the old timeline into the new timeline, because while everything is happening, two people are actually going back in time at the same time. One doing it physically, the other is doing it mentally, and because of those changes, he crosses over into the new timeline with Deadpool as opposed to the old timeline from before Days of Future Past. And in 2029, Logan dies in the corrected timeline that he created way back in 2023. So that was it. That's pretty much a breakdown of the up-to-date timeline for the X-Men universe. Now, we don't know where they're gonna go. They're saying that they're supposed to be in the 90s for the next movie. Only time will tell. Once again, this is your boy Sam's. This is That Comic Show. Zams out.